Hey guys, Baron here. Mew is a legendary or mythical Pokemon first revealed in Generation 1. Now, being a legendary means that Pokemon is very rare to find, possibly requiring you to reach a certain point in the game instead of finding it regularly in the wild. But Mew, unlike the other original legendaries, was a huge exception. You simply couldn't find it in the games, at all. This led to many rumors about if and where it could be found, and mind you, this was before internet was a few clicks away. No, this was when a computer looked like this. Ew, it's truly hideous, isn't it? I mean, ew, no. Anyway, Mew simply couldn't be found. Unless you would hack your game, but kids, don't hack your game, please. This was, however, fixed in Generation 3, or more specifically, Pokemon Emerald. Here, we could get a so-called Old Sea map from a Nintendo event. This would transform into a ticket, which would take us to a faraway island. Here, we could actually find Mew. But what if I told you that this island wasn't what it seemed to be? What if this is a part of the puzzle, and the pieces are disconnected? Well, today, we are discovering the mysteries of Mew. Now, I know what you're thinking. This could be any place in the world, right, Baron? Mew must be spread out. Well, no. In many cases, it is mentioned that Mew is the ancestor of all Pokemon, being the biological and physiological basis for all Pokemon life. Well, if this would be the case, Mew's kind could be traced back incredibly long. This was a while ago since we have fossils in the Pokemon world now, and most scientists believe fossils take millions of years to form. And if we apply the logic of evolution to the Pokemon world too, Mews should have changed so much that there should be very few left, since the kind of main principle of evolution is the survival of the fittest. This would mean that the first Mew lived way before that, which would make sense, since a lot of people in the Pokemon world believe that it is a mirage to see a Mew. And for instance, how many dinosaurs or cavemen do you see walking around? Well, unless you live in some kind of weird fantasy world, prehistoric world, I would say none. Now, if you have trouble with geography, don't you worry, your buddy Baron has got you covered. Guyana is a nation in Central South America. Now, I hope I didn't butcher that name. It is a living place of roughly 700,000 people, and a lot of it is actually covered in rainforests. Now, the reason I mention that is because both the monkeys and butterflies can be found in these areas. Examples include capuchin monkeys and butterflies of all colorations. Now, these are the only two Pokemon, other than Mew, that we see are found in the jungle in the movie. These being Butterfree and Mankey. But that's not enough evidence for this theory, right? Surely there must be more, since monkeys and butterflies exist in many places around South America, and the world for that matter. Well, don't fear, dearest viewer, there is. If we turn our attention to the Kanto region, more specifically the Cinnabar Island, we can find the Pokemon Mansion. This is an old, ruined mansion where we can find not just a lot of wild Pokemon and mad scientists, but also many clues about Mew. Around the mansion, we can find written passages about the Pokemon, stating that a new Pokemon was discovered deep in the jungles of Guyana, and that the Pokemon was named Mew. It is then stated how the Pokemon was used to create the Pokemon Mewtwo. Further provided evidence to this, we can find almost unreadable notes on Faraway Island. These state: we then have it signed, at least in the Japanese version, with a sign in katakana. If we then translate this, it reads out as a sign for G. And what character connected to Mew has this in its name? You guessed it, Mr. Fuji. Some Illuminati shit right there. Around the Pokemon gym of Cinnabar Island, pictures of Mr. Fuji and Blaine, the gym leader and scientist, can also be found. So it is my conclusion that these two scientists headed to South America, more specifically to Guyana, and found Mew. We must not forget that Mr. Fuji used to go by Dr. Fuji, and he actually lived on Cinnabar Island. They took its DNA sample back to the Kanto region and set up a laboratory to create Mewtwo out of the DNA. This is heavily hinted at in many places. For example, in the manga, it is mentioned that Blaine worked together with Team Rocket on a Mewtwo project in Celadon City and went on an expedition with Mr. Fuji. It could possibly be that they were the two leading the expedition and found Mew's nest. However, once they came home and saw how much destruction Mewtwo caused by its creation, they both retired. Blaine went back to his gym, focusing on battling trainers, and Mr. Fuji moved to Lavender Town, taking care of abandoned Pokemon. And that's where we meet him in Generation 1, trying to stand up to Team Rocket. Goes to show that we can truly learn from our past mistakes. And it could just be that Mr. Fuji, full of regrets, raced back to the island after Mewtwo was created to warn whoever set foot on the island, possibly looking to find Mew. That is very clear from the notes that can be found on the faraway island, which could possibly state: September 6th day. If any human ever sets foot here again, let it be a kind-hearted person. With that hope, I depart. Fuji. So maybe one day, we will get an explanation for all this. Maybe in another Generation 1 remake. Or maybe someday, we'll get a region based on South America. All we know so far is to be of kind heart if we ever want to meet Mew on this strange, faraway island. So guys, that was my video. I really hope you enjoyed. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload from me. And what do you think of the theory? Do you think it's possible? Let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, I've been Baron, and I will see you in another video. Bye!